Alrighty guys, so I'm going to be cleaning up the oil pan here on the 68 430. I'm going to do a little bit of a before shot and the grease ball mess that's on it. And it looks like a lot of this is actually yellow, so it might not be too bad to do that, and I'll do the engine block too. We'll come over here to the bucket. Air filter housing, because I stole the one that was on it, and I think it ended up on a case, which I might go swipe that back because the one on the case is actually red, yellow. I don't remember. And we got some more yellow on the bottom, red on the top. You know, that just annoys the crap out of me. And we have the pointsless ignition module. Oh, hey, there's the broken ring. Pointsless ignition module. I gotta put that back on. And here was the broken compression ring. So it was broke. I'd say it was actually broken two places, because see, there's a good bit of ring missing there. I don't think I have another chunk of ring in here, do I? Not that I see, but yeah, it was actually broke. Must have been broken two places. Why it broke? I don't know. But yeah, I got all the bolts in there. Spark plug. Cylinder head. Hopefully you guys can see right there. There's the bolt for the rear hitch. Head gasket. Head. Right. Looks like there is two head bolts right in there. What do head bolts look like? Okay, head bolts look like this. There's one. I'm guessing the greasy ones come out of the oil pan. That would be my guess. There's one, two. These are probably the hitch bolts. So we got hitch bolts. Also was missing one. Because what else? It bolts onto the side of the cylinder head with these little tiny bolts. And unless there was one greasy one up top too. Oh yeah, right here. Here's the other head bolt. Two of them in here. You guys may question my logic, but I'm going to... I know you guys can't see because I barely can. Stick that back in there. Stick that back in there. Okay, let me get this done, guys. I don't know if I'll actually show you guys putting the oil pan on or not. I don't have a lot of memory left in this camera. Not camera, but the brain fart, memory card. There you go. So, probably be doing a lot of work, not a whole lot of filming, but I will get back to you guys. So you guys tell me, but I think that looks a lot better. Hey, the heater conveniently shut off. How do you like that? It is like 50 degrees outside, but that's a whole lot better. So, I'm going to put the RTV to it. Sorry, don't have a gasket for this either. Yeah, it happens. And I'm going to stick it up on there tonight. And then tomorrow night I'll fill it with oil. And then I could probably try and start it tomorrow night or next night. It all depends on the temperature and what's going on and stuff. So, let me get back at it. So I did get the oil pan on, and I think I'm pretty much going to call it a night. As you can see, I was wire wheeling some more on the block and screwing around with some other different things, and it's definitely yellow. So I hear this thing run once, and I will put a little bit of oil in the transmission. I will take it out one night and put it on my truck. And I will take it to work and pressure wash it with a good pressure washer and see what the transmission and everything looks like, because the engine seems like it's going to clean up pretty good, and the trans, I assume, is going to be the same thing. It's like they didn't really prep like the engine and transmission very well, but everything else it's stuck to alright. I don't know, figured that out, guys, but that's what I got. Pressure wash it and See what happens. If it runs and the motor don't blow up. Yeah. Hard to say. Later, guys. Alrighty, guys. So since last time, I've been working on this quite a bit. I've been scraping the red off, as you guys can see, and we're getting more and more yellow. I'm trying quite a few different tactics because the wire wheel works in places, but like you can see back here, it worked really well. And on the side of the frame, there's a bunch left over, like in this back spot right here where it just wouldn't come off and stuff like that. It seems like chipping it away with a screwdriver, or I've been using my like palm orbital sander a little bit. That works. The trick is there, I trying to not take the yellow off as much as possible, but I get some. So, but anyhow, got this thing put back together enough. I want to check and see if we still have spark. I got the pointsless system back on. The key switch is in the on position. So I just want to turn this thing over because it doesn't actually need a battery to run. And this is the spark plug that was out of it, was in the bucket. So let's see if it'll turn here. That's gonna be a pain in my side for normal. I'm either having starter trouble with this or this motor's tight. I don't know. I went and I got the other starter off the spare motor I have. I saw a single spark. So I saw 1 or 2 sparks there. Now, that would not be enough to make it run, but it also sounds like his battery isn't powerful enough, this jump box, so I'm going to get me jumper cables hooked up to the big battery here, and we'll try this again. See what happens. Maybe I'll get the tripod so the camera will just sit here. Okay, you guys might be able to see if it sparks. Okay, now I know it'll turn over. I'm only getting like a spark once or twice. Okay. Let me get another spark plug and try once. And the other thing is, you would think the cylinder head would be grounded, but I'm not real sure. Should be. Alright, let me think about this a little bit. The other thing is, this thing has been sitting for, what, 5 or 6 years, whatever. Okay, camera locked up, so, I guess what I'm gonna do, if I unhook the magneto wire from the ignition switch, then I'll make sure that's out of the loop, and then I'll try it again. Because I had 1 or 2 sparks there, so it seems like it's working. It's almost like bad contact somewhere or something. Let me try it in a minute. Alrighty, guys, so at the moment, I don't have good news about this pointless ignition system. I did have it sparking. Then what I did is I hooked jumper cables up to the tractor itself and used the tractor wiring. It had spark while I was turning it over. I shut the key off, and then instantly smoke started pouring out from under the engine cowling here, and there's definitely that burnt electrical smell in the air. You guys know what I'm talking about. So somehow, somewhere, I must have got power to the coil. Now, I did unhook the wire off the key switch. There's a possibility it was touching the power wire, but I can't really confirm or deny that. It wasn't really arcing up there or anything. And I've been putzing with it since, and I haven't got any power. Now, it could have been shorted out before that. When it started working, it caught fire. So basically, I have option A and B laying here. Option A is, and I think I'm going to look at this, I have this pickup, which I think is for this style ignition system, was in a box of parts for my 66 C10A. And I also have this 12 volt coil, which I think I just took this coil off because I had a better looking one and I didn't want to trust it. But to try and get this thing running and see if the motor knocks and everything would be alright, and I got the points and the screws and points plunger and even a gasket off a parts motor I have that's blown up. So what I'm gonna at least do is I'm gonna pull the engine cowl off of this, or shroud, I'm sorry, cowl, like I'm working on a car, Jesus. And I'm gonna go in here and just see what I see, because maybe the wires were, standing, my light is over here, maybe the wires were rubbing on the flywheel or something, because I was playing around with these wires whenever I was wire wheeling and stuff over here the other night, and you know, who knows, maybe something rubbed up against something, shorted out, but I doubt it. And the other thought I had was, I wonder if I can use the points to fire this coil, because I think all it needs is that momentary signal to fire the coil, I think. Now I won't use the condenser in the 12 volt coil, but that's a thought I have, is use the points in this coil. And I may try that and see what happens. What's the worst thing happens? That catches on fire and explodes. I already almost had a fire this morning, so. Alright, let me get this cowling off and then I'll go from there. Alright guys, so I got the engine cowl off, and I'm no rocket scientist, but that is definitely different than that. So that's gonna be a no bueno. So we got an A and a 1. I'm still trying to figure out what shorted out here exactly, to be honest with you guys. Unless it was the stator that fried. I mean, that's possible. Huh. Oh, sorry. So I don't really, I smell it, but I don't see anything. I got a half notion to pull this flywheel off and see what I see back there. Because I would like to know what shorted out. Let's see, which wires? Okay, that is one of the wires coming across. Pretty sure. And this is this wire here going. Yeah, this white wire goes across. There must be a connection back in there, because there's definitely no white wire over here. I'm going to assume it's this black wire. Yeah. If I pull on the black wire, it pulls on it. I'm assuming so. Could be this wire. No. This wire runs the whole way across. So that must be a wire to the magneto. Where does this white wire go? Does this white wire go to ground? I wish I could see back in there. Hold on, maybe I can. See if I can whack my head on the handlebar. You guys see back in there? No, you guys can see exactly what I can see, which is shit all. It's daylight up in there, but I can't see where it goes. Huh. Alright. I guess let me pull this flywheel off and then I'll see what the heck is. See if I can tell what burnt. Because I would like to know what burnt, so that way I don't do it again. If it is the stator, I'll unhook the unhook the power to the regulator, and that should stop that, hopefully. So, alright, let me tear this apart some more. I didn't want to, but what are you gonna do? So, yeah. I just ran across another unique thing, which I didn't even really realize until about, oh, I don't know, about 3 seconds ago when I was trying to get this flywheel off. They actually broke the end of the crank off. And they drilled it for a 3/8 fine thread bolt, and then put a nut and the washers on it. Interesting. So, and I've hammered on this a little bit. I had a pry bar behind it. I couldn't get it. I don't know if I can. If I get my big puller to go on here. Well, I really can't because I don't. Well, I can put the nut back on and push on it, but still probably gonna want to walk. So I don't know. The more and more I deal with this tractor, the more and more I realized there was crap screwed up with it. But alright, I'm gonna get my puller once. If that don't take the flywheel off pretty easy, I'm just going to put it back together. I'm gonna switch to the points. Then I'm gonna try the pointsless coil with that. Just see how that goes. I may take some time and clean this shroud up while I got it off because I probably won't ever take it off again, probably. So, alright, that's what I'll try. See what happens. One thing after another. Okay, I found a spare trigger module over with the parts for this thing. And just see what happens. Still have all my wires hooked up and everything. Yeah. So, I'm fairly certain some part of the stator failed. I mean, this trigger might be bad too, but, well, the other thing is not helping. And the spark plug wire was grounded against the head again. Nope. Calling it. It's getting converted to points. And I'm calling it an afternoon for it now too. Alright guys, so I got this thing converted to points condenser and a battery coil. And I already know the outcome, but I want to show it. I'm trying to do it so the plug wire isn't. I think you guys might be able to see it there. I want to see what it does cranking it over. Since it won't crank nothing. The starter has a dead spot to it, I think. Yep, connected. So to me it looks like it's got a nice bright blue spark. So I guess the next thing to do is I got it's running off a separate battery for the coil, same way I did this for right now, because I'm gonna have to do some rewiring under the dash to get everything to work. So well, I don't have a whole lot of memory card life, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go make sure the fuel is on, and I'm gonna stick the spark plug in, and then we're just gonna go for broke, see if she goes or blows. Alright, be back with you guys in a bit.